All right, welcome everyone. We are back again. This is Zenith Online Racing. This is Tier 2 Thursday Nights League, and we are in Canada for the Canadian Grand Prix at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. And I am Arbiga. Alongside me in the booth tonight, making his debut, is Ryan, familiar face from Tier 1.
How's it going, everybody?
Glad to have you on board. He only just got a mic a few weeks ago, and now he's jumping in the booth for some commentary. So we'll see how this goes. We're all just still kind of getting used to hearing the voice of Ryan.
Yeah, I'm excited to give this a try. Hopefully I don't screw up like I did in T1 in this race.
Well, you're stuck in a booth tonight, so I doubt you can really do anything wrong. But yeah, it's good to have you in the commentary booth for sure. It's always nice to get a new face up in the commentary team and try someone else out, get a little more experience spread out on the roster. But you're someone who's been with us. I think you've been there since the very first race, have you not? Since season 1?
I was pretty close. I think I joined maybe a couple of weeks afterwards.
Right.
I think there might have been 6 guys or 5 guys when I joined.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, you've pretty much been here since the start and part of the admin team. We kind of take care of everything on the back end, behind the scenes, and make sure everything's running. And now it's your first bout in the commentary booth, so glad to have you, and we're looking forward to the race. So out on track at the moment, we got a few cars. We got the Alpha of Spears first on the road. He is raring to go today. Looking really tidy through that chicane near that wall of champions. Here he goes on his first hot lap. Let's ride on board with Spears. Got a quick hot lap here. He's been contending for pole the last few weeks, so this should be a pretty interesting hot lap here early in qualifying. Let's see what kind of pace PDC has, and we'll see what kind of bar he can set for the rest of the field here. Looking really fast through there. He's just skimmed the wall. Takes every bit of track he needs. He's looking really tight through here. This looks like a really good lap. Just looks fast.
Sorry, I'm not paying attention, so you do you.
That's fine. No, if you don't fill in the dead air within a few seconds, I just start saying things again. So
sounds good.
I kind of got
just
my
trying
own
to help.
Yeah.
Help Barks.
No worries.
Bark School can't talk in T2, so I'm just gonna fix that for him.
Okay, cool. No worries. But yeah, PDC, you just pipe in whenever you feel. You don't have to say much. You can just give your thoughts here and there whenever you feel. You can say as much or as little as you like tonight.
Sounds good.
Yeah, but PDC is just coming down towards that chicane. Here comes the wall of champions, and he looks tidy through there. Didn't even come close to the wall. And it's a 109.1, so we know that's not the greatest time based on the T1 pole position time, but that's a really good benchmark early in the session. 109.1 for PDC on these softs. And looks like we got a Mercedes about to cross as well. Is that Scabney? It is. What can Scabney set? A 109.8, so good time there from Scabney. 110.9 for Terminal Dady on the mediums. Comes Burns. 111.3 for Burns, so he's going to want to improve on his next lap. He edges out his teammate by a second and a half, though. Dub 49ers only 112.8, so he's definitely going to need to improve if he wants to make an impact in qualifying here today. Axton going through the hairpin right now, which means Soy Loco is about to cross the line. Familiar face from Tier 1. He's back in Tier 2. He's been here a few weeks now, and he's already had a pretty competitive first few races here. So looking forward to see what Soy Loco can do for the remainder of the season and how much support he can provide to Axton in that Red Bull team in their bid for the Constructors title. And where are we going here? GP Con coming towards the hairpin now. He's on the medium tire. Doesn't look like he's really pushing yet. Now he's getting out of the way for somebody here, so they got a Renault nearby. So Electric Chicken, looks like Electric Chicken is on a flyer. Let's see what Chicken can do. One of the fan favorites, Electric Chicken, commentator for Tier 1. Pretty damn quick driver too. And here he comes. The Wall of Champions calling his name, and he cuts and invalidates his lap. Something I feel like I'm going to be saying quite often tonight. Not necessarily for Chicken, but for most guys. It's a really tricky final turn, and It's so easy to overthink it, is what I've noticed. You think about it too much almost, and I find like during the race it's a little easier to kind of just find that rhythm, and you can kind of relax a little bit more. But because of the pressure of needing a lap, it's so easy to cut that chicane because you sometimes can just overthink it too much. Someone there was just spinning. It looked like they were turning around slowly. Was it Bobby? Did he spin or maybe just?
Yeah, that final chicane is just awful. I find that if you turn in sooner than you think, it'll be a lot better for you. Because I always find I turn right too late, and I ruin my exit every time.
Yeah, and it's something. That's kind of thing I'm noticing. That's the easy way to overthink it as well. Is I kind of need to turn in a little early. I have to remember that, and then you think about it too much, and sometimes you turn in too early, and you completely cut it, and then it ends up completely spinning you in an awful angle. You have no speed, and you've cut the corner, so no good for qualifying and bad for the race. But the other option is that you don't turn in early enough, and then you end up going wide into the wall. So it's a really tricky corner. It's a fine line you have to toe there, and I mean, just to keep the lap valid is tricky. So to get through there with actual good pace is another achievement as well. So
another good tricky one I find is the chicane just before the first DRS zone. Like, I never realized how slow that left-hander really is. Because if you go in slow and you get a good exit out of that, it makes a huge difference.
You mean the right-hander, like it's sort of off camber?
No, the chicane, like right before the first DRS.
Yeah, it's like that little back street in the woods, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like it's left-right.
Yeah, the left-right, and then I always find that the left part's easy for me, but I find the right-hander is tricky. Like it's very off camber,
really?
and the car just wants to. I find that the car just never has any grip because it's trying to fall away to the edge of the circuit, like the left side of the track. But that's interesting though. But it's interesting though. I mean, that's the thing with drivers, right? Like some people struggle with certain parts of a corner, while others have no issue with them. So. That's why it's always interesting to have different drivers in the commentary booth and kind of hear how they take it.
Some guys complain about certain tracks, and other guys love certain tracks. That exact same track, right?
Exactly. Where is that Alpha? It is PDC actually. He's still on provisional pole. That time is holding up quite nicely.
What did he do it on, a medium, or was he on the softs?
No, on the softs. He's on the soft tire. The only guys on the mediums right now are Wolfsburg, Terminal, and JXW. Actually, Wolfsburg 110.7 on the mediums is pretty solid. Bark School, the new guy, he's a full-time reserve. He's popped into the Mercedes for the night, and he just got here a few days ago, and he's already out on track racing. So, good showing for him, sitting in 7th currently on those soft tires. We got a few guys on the softs that are quite a bit slower than the medium guys in the top 10 as well. So this qualifying session could be quite interesting in that sense. Just seeing that maybe some guys just over one lap just can't string it together and end up out of place, and could see a variety of things happen tonight. Let's see.
I think PDT is on a. How do you get the? Where is it? Lap data. Yeah, there it is.
Chicken is starting a flyer here. Let's ride with Chicken. He cut that one. I guess he had enough fuel on board to stay out. Oh no, he got another fresh set of. Wait a second. I thought he was on the mediums already.
He's probably trying to get it and then go on the softs if he has to.
But it says 0 laps, so he would have had a tally on these mediums if he'd already done one. Anyway.
Oh, okay.
We're on board with Chicken here. This is the turn I'm talking about. Just find that it always wants to suck you into that wall on the left there, and you gotta be really patient on the throttle to get a good exit.
This corner, too, is extremely tricky, because there's that little piece that protrudes on the left-hand side, and if you're too far over to the left, you rip off your front tire.
Yeah.
Which I think is something that you've done.
Don't think so. I think that...
It was either you or myself, and I know we had talked about it like last year.
I know we talked about it because I remember it was pointed out to me, and I was like, oh my god, I've never noticed that. Like, I'd never noticed there was a piece protruding there, and because I never go that wide, so I'd never hit it before. Chicken kept it clean through the chicane. This looks good. 109.2 for Chicken on the medium tire. That's an excellent lap. It looked good as I was riding on board, and the way he nailed that final chicane, I knew he secured a good lap there, and yeah, it shows. 4th place currently on the medium tire, so that could hold up quite nicely towards the end of the session. It really depends on how many guys decide to go out there on the soft tire. I imagine most by the end.
Yeah, that was really well done by him. I mean, he's got excellent pace on every track, and the fact that he's running with no line, no assists, like, he's done very well.
JXW into the pits. We got a racing point into the pits as well. Here comes Arrow. Is it Arrow? It is Arrow. It doesn't have a lap yet. Let's get to Arrow. Oh, 9-9.
Bobby's just about to start a lap on the softs.
Okay. I'm going to check in with the Renault and the Williams back there in the hairpin, what they are up to. I guess that's Chicken finishing his lap, right? It is. And then there's the Williams of, I guess it's Hans. He's still ripping around on hards here. He's invalidated this lap, though. If I was him, I'd be heading into the pits at this point. Yeah,
I'm surprised JXW is still 5-lap old mediums. Not sure what he's doing.
Yeah. He just knows he has to do a soft run and feels like he wants to get into his rhythm, maybe? I don't know. It's every driver kind of prepares differently, I find. But on board with Bobby now. He's coming down that back DRS straight that we talked about. And there's that little piece protruding that you do see. It is a bit of Armco. And it kind of just kinks out toward the edge of the track. So you don't have as much on the edge as you think you do. I can see how trying to get a little extra there, you could turn in wide. And oh, Wolfsburg got disconnected. I didn't even notice. Just joined again. But yeah, I find that the inside curb there on that left-hander through that little fast chicane at the end of that DRS straight, that left-hander is very tricky too. If you take too much curb there, you'll just get spit right out into the wall.
It was a good exit by Bobby. That was a good last.
Yeah, he cut the corner though. It didn't count.
Oh, he did.
Yeah. So if you, I don't know if you have the map up, but it goes red when they cut.
Okay, I was gonna say, how are you seeing this stuff? All right, mini map.
Yeah, I'm a professional commentator, bud.
Yeah, you teach me your ways.
Yeah. Just play around with the menu a little bit and find what you like. I just try to get as much info up during qualifying for people as I can.
So what's the difference between the detail where it says fitted and the best? Okay, for like best lap.
Yeah, you can go. There's a whole bunch of different options you can cycle through. So I always have fitted up during qualifying because I just want to know what the tire they're on the lap is. But sometimes during like maybe 5 minutes left, it's good to check over. I'll pop over to the best setting, take a look at what everybody set their best lap on and what everyone is on still. You see Pace Dog's out on softs. He set his best on the mediums. Most guys out on that set times on mediums are out on softs now. Chicken though, I think he's popped. I think if I'm Chicken, you put the softs on while you're sitting in the pits right now. Just be prepared and see how the times go over the next 2 minutes. And you still have plenty of time to get around if you leave with 2.5 minutes.
PDC's on a hot lap. He's trying to improve, but he's up by 7/100ths of a second.
Yeah, Pace Dogs just went purple in Sector 2, so I'm on board with him at the moment. And he's just made his way out of the hairpin and heading down the casino straight now. And heading into the Wall of Champions chicane at the end of this straight.
Oh, PDC tapped the wall on the exit.
On board with Pace Dogs. And he's really tidy through that chicane there. Doesn't come close to the wall, doesn't come close to cutting. Probably quite conservative, but he does well to set a 109.7. So, relatively competitive time. It was maybe a bit of a safety lap, and next lap he can really push now because he's got one on the board. I think he's got a bit more time in that lap for sure. Axon's just left the pits for a hot lap. He's on his out lap currently. Here comes Soyd across the line. He hasn't validated those, so that is not going to count. Coxie starting an out lap. Coxie won the race last week. Let's ride on board with last week's race winner and see how he does here. Burns trying to stay out of his way here, and Coxie maybe just a little hesitant there, not too sure. Oh, Cox.
Burns got disqualified.
He sat there too long. Yeah, it's unfortunate. He was trying to be courteous.
Pretty good lap.
He's trying to be courteous, and then he gets the boot for it.
Yeah,
but I get it though. Like, you can't sit there for 20 seconds if you see the guy coming. I don't know how long you were there, but sometimes it's better just to get through the first couple corners. Oh, Coxie into the barrier. He must have been looking at something else. He's had a huge moment here. He has hit both walls and completely spun the car. And is he out? He is. What has happened? It doesn't look like any of his wheels came off.
Sure, I didn't see the crash. I just saw that he got out.
Huh. That's very interesting. What it looked like the steering wheel was glitching, like he was just trying to steer it, like it was broken. It was a pretty big impact, but I didn't see anything break. Maybe
Park School is on the mediums, and he's up by a 10th in Sector 1. Oh, he's abandoned it. Okay. Not sure why, but...
it's invalidated. Get that map up.
Oh, right.
GP.
I have it up too, and I didn't even...
Yeah. GP is up almost 6.5 tenths here. Let's see what he can do. This is going to be a pretty solid time. 108.9 for GP.
He goes pole.
Provisional pole. It did look like it was going to be a good one. That is massive. So finally, PDC's time falls, and Arrow is ahead, and GP on provisional pole. PDC in third. Very close times at the top there. This is going to be a really tight race at the front, I think. Who are we on board here? It's a Mercedes. That's Park School. I think he invalidated, as you mentioned. Axton coming through to finish his hot lap. Let's see what Axton can do. He wants to get himself in that top 3. Wants to be back up there fighting for that podium. He hasn't been in the interviews for a few weeks. He's probably missing out. There we go. 109 flat. So he splits Arrow and GP and goes into second. I thought he was about to hit a 108 there. It was very close. Look at that top 5. Wow.
Yeah, that's close. Very close.
Wow, that is 2 tenths splitting the top 5, and then Chicken is only a tenth off of that on his medium. Don't blame him for staying there. Like, really, he's in a perfect spot, sitting 6th right now on that medium tire. Because his options are wide open if he starts on that tire. He can literally do whatever he feels. He can 2-stop it. He can put the hards on if he ends up being beneficial to do so. They do really struggle for pace here, but anyways, let's find another hot lap as we approach the end of qualifying here. Looks like Terminal has a purple first sector. That's impressive.
Scavney's finishing a lap.
Great shot of the right side pod here on board with Terminal as he approaches the hairpin.
Oh, Scavney hit the... Oh, he's out! Hit the wall of champions.
Oh, Scavney is lost in the wall of champions, and that's going to affect some people's laps as they're wrapping up here. A couple of guys in a McLaren and a Red Bull just passing him. But Terminal Dady, he had a purple first sector here. He looks like he's had a pretty tidy lap. Let's see if he can finish it off here. Oh, Scavney ripped right off the... Yeah, terrible crash. Terminal Dady had to be a little hesitant, but still sits a 109.8, so he improves his time. Probably had a bit more in that if there wasn't a car parked on the wall of champions there, I would feel. We got
it definitely throws you off a little bit.
Mario has invalidated, so he's done for quali. I don't think he'll get another lap, and no, he won't because we're done. Comes Hans. So Hans going to be crossing the line. Oh, he's a second up, and he's on that medium tire. So 109.9 would put him just inside the top 10, I think. No, he needs about another 10th or 2 here. But he can get inside the top 10 on these mediums. That would be a good strategy. 109.4 goes into 7th. That's a good lap. Nice. Good lap. It's Eric. He's currently 8th. It looks like he's down on his time. So let's move. Well, I guess not. He's heading to the pits. Okay. Who's that? Bobby. He's invalidated. Soy just finishing a hot lap. He kept it tidy. Here it comes. Is this one going to count? 109.5 for Soy. So he gets into the top 10 there. He's qualified 9th.
Haste Dogs is about to finish a lap on the mediums.
JX finishing a lap. PDC finishing a lap. What does PDC set here? He's going for that pole. 109 flat. He doesn't improve. JX, what can he set? Oh, he didn't improve either. Oh, he did improve, but he just didn't change place. Sorry, who was going for it?
Sorry, no, I thought Pace Dogs was going for it, but he went into the pit.
Well, Terminal's on a lap, but he's out of fuel, so we'll have to extend this entire minute and a half. And I'm going to take this opportunity to step out. I will be back briefly, so if there's anything you feel like talking about, feel free.
Well done to GP Colin for getting pole position. We have Axton sitting in 2nd, PDC sitting 3rd, Arrow Strike and Scavney to finish off top 5. And then you got Electric Chicken on the mediums as well as Hans, so that's going to be interesting for sure. mean, it's extremely close too. Top 13 are all within less than a second of each other, so everyone is definitely fairly well matched. So it should be a very interesting race. Trying to check the stream here to see if I have any fans. Sing? No, I can't sing. I'm sorry, guys. That is definitely one of my downfalls.
Did you go through the order while I was gone?
I did a brief top 5 and.
Oh, you're going through the chat. Is the audio good? I'm assuming it would have been. Someone would have messaged us by now if it wasn't.
Yeah, I think so. I turned it all the way down because I didn't want to.
Oh, the stream volume. Yeah. Definitely always keep your stream volume down because it really fucks with me.
Yeah.
Like big time.
Just going through the comments, getting a laugh out of them.
Audio is good, says T-Money. I don't know why, but my stream is taking forever to load right now.
Jesus, guys. Supposed to be a professional chat, as Puff says.
Professional chat? What is that supposed to mean?
You should see some of the comments. They're getting a little frisky.
Who's Chris Fontaine? Being a real smart ass. How you doing there, brother? Alexander Rossi, yeah. Probably the best driver in the world, really. Fucking racist F1 kicked him out because he was American.
Really?
No. But like Americans just never, like, rarely ever make it in F1, right? Like it just seems like there's something against them because some of them are pretty decent drivers, but they just don't ever seem to stick around.
No.
Anyways, let's go through the order quickly here, and we'll check what everybody is on tire-wise. We'll get that telemetry off the screen for the race start. I'll bring it up in a little while. So GP on pole, Axon's second, PDC's in third, Arrow's in fourth, Scabby's in fifth, Chicken is in sixth on the mediums, the highest of the medium runners. Hans in seventh on the mediums, it's Eric in eighth, Soy Loco in ninth, Pace Dogs in 10th. Bark School starts 11th, Terminal Deity starts 12th, JXW starts 13th. Bark School Terminal opted for the mediums, JXW has opted for the hards. Lit Romney is on the soft tire in 14th, so maybe he's feeling just committing to that two-stop early and feels like he can make up some ground on the race start on these guys with the harder compounds around him. Wolfsburg starting on the hards, pretty good strategy. Worked out for me on Monday. I got a little bit lucky, but it still wasn't terrible. Just kind of, you just can't really fight. It's a little rough in that sense, but Dove, Mario, softs. Coxie is on the mediums, and Burn starts last in 20th on the softs. All right. The grid is nearly reformed, just waiting on a couple cars at the back there, and GP Colin on pole position. I'm not sure if he's ever had pole before, but he does have it here. And
he's got it. He got it at Monaco.
Did he? I thought he might have. Yeah. There we go. We've got 4 lights on. We got 5 lights on, and we got another delay again. The lights are out, and every week this happens.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Something with the spectator view, I don't know why. And they're off! There they go, GP Colin, he gets a good start, Axton as well. PDC launches even better than Axton, and they're alongside into the first turn, and PDC gets the place. PDC has taken second place. Yes, he has. He's got the position. So Axton is still fighting him. Axton gets the place back. Now PDC under pressure from Aerostrike behind. Aerostrike and Scavney very close to each other here. Got a little bit of contact at the back there. There's a yellow flag. It looks like McLaren has gone around. It's Bobby who's had contact, and or maybe he had a spin or something, but he is off, and he's a yellow flag back there. Look at Soy Loco all over the back of Chicken here. Chicken with those medium tires struggling for grip at the moment, and Soy has rear-ended hit the back tire of Chicken here. And he's made contact again, so Soy just has so much more pace, he can't get the timing right behind. Chicken defends that deep, and he locks up heavy. Big lock-up from Chicken there, and Soy does well to leave him space, but that's going to hurt Chicken's tires. And Soy is going to be all over the back of him here. Let's see what happens. Soy Loco is so close. Is he going to make a move here? This is lap 1. It's too risky. Is he going to stay? He's going to stay. I don't know.
Oh, my God.
They're side by side. Oh, my. They got through. It cost Soy. That's what happens. It always costs somebody way more than the other. It's not worth it. And Soy came out the loser there, and Pace Dogs is now going to get through possibly as well. Yeah, Soy goes deep, and Pace gets a better exit, and I think he's going to have the place here. Yeah, so Pace Dogs gets that position, so Chicken, that's good news for Chicken, because he doesn't have to worry about the pressure directly behind him now. Chicken did well to leave space there, I thought, as well, and he did really well controlling the car on the exit at the Wall of Champions not to drift wide and make contact there. So, great job from Chicken. That's some good racing.
They did very well to get through there cleanly. Oh, Soy Loco just hit the wall.
Yeah, he was looking a little. He was looking a little jumpy, like just not steady. You know, like quick but not steady. So yeah, I feel like
that probably frazzled him a little bit.
Yeah, I would imagine. But we've got Axton now. He's pressuring GP early here. He's only half a second off GP at the moment, and he's hanging with him. So let's keep an eye on this battle. Whoop.
And Pace Dogs are side by side.
Good shit. Aero and PDC also side by side into the Wall of Champions here. Oh, PDC keeps the place. He goes down deep into the corner and defends it. Chicken and Pace Dogs battling wheel to wheel. So one of the discussions we had in the Tier 2 chat before the race was nobody should go alongside another person into that chicane. It's so risky, and I think we've seen it about 6 times already in the first 3 laps. So obviously the theory in the chat and the actual intent on track completely different here. Once you get behind the wheel, sometimes it's just hard to maintain your logic. You know, you just get in that racer mode.
You want that position. You do anything for it.
You just get in that racer mode. I think Chicken's going to be a really competitive driver here today. He's losing places at the moment because of the soft tires, but I think overall Chicken will have pace, and I'm looking forward to seeing him hang on to the back of Pace Dogs here and fight to gain that place back. Looks like it's Eric slowly closing in.
Especially with the DRS, he should get right back on.
Comes Scavney. Scavney closing in on Aero here, and he's bringing Hans along for the ride. Hans on the medium tire up into 6th place. That's a really good start for Hans. I don't know what happened there, but Axton is right on the back of GP here, and I think we got our DRS now.
Super close to Pace Dogs.
We do have DRS. Here we go. GP down the outside. Sorry, Axton down the outside, GP on the inside. And it looks like Axton has got the lead. Axton into the lead. He's taking the place from GP early here, and let's see if he can do anything to extend that gap now. PDC is under threat from Aero. Great camera angle here. Love that shot. So JXW on the hard tire, sitting in 12th right now, actually. That's not too bad at all. Like, sitting in 12th on the hards, you can definitely run quite some distance into the race, so could work out for him. PDC is under threat here. Aero is all over him, and he's got that DRS. Here comes Aero. Absolutely flying, and I think he's going to have this place before the chicane. He does. He sweeps back across to take that line, and rightfully so. GP is hanging on to Axton, though.
Mark School is making a move on JXW, and yeah, he gets by him.
Oh, almost. It was very close to contact there.
Wow.
JX is fighting that back, and that's brought Coxie right up the tail of these two. Coxie now looking for a piece of the action. Chicken is all over the back of Pace Dogs and GP all over the back of Axton. There's a lot of action already to keep an eye on here. It's tough to keep up. Bark School looks like he's got that place clean, though, so we'll move away from that for now. Terminal Deity is pressuring against Eric. We'll check in on that battle shortly. Electric Chicken is all over the back of Pace Dogs here. He's got that DRS, but I don't think he's going to be able to do enough down this short DRS zone, so he's going to have to tuck in and think about it in the casino straight.
Side by side with JXW holds him off.
Alright, we got a three-way scrap here behind PDC. There goes Scavney. Here comes Hans. Scavney is through. PDC defending here. His pace is really dropping off here. He had a really great one-lap pace there, but he just seems to be struggling in the race here at the moment. Pace Dogs and Chicken still scrapping. I think Chicken got that move. Pretty sure he got that move done because he was behind before. There's just so much going on. It's hard to keep up. And now Hans has passed PDC as well. Every time I move away, I miss an overtake. So
they had a little bit of contact into T1, Hans and PDC.
Yeah, it looks like Bobby has passed Burns in the pits as well. So let's stick with a good little scrap here. I think we got PDC and Hans pressuring Scavney still, or is Scavney going to get away from them, do you think? It looks like he is. Get back to GP. See how he's faring against Axton. Terminal looks like he's making a move on its Eric shortly as well. And Pace Dog's coming back at Chicken again. So these two just absolutely duking it out in the first few laps here. Oh, Chicken with a bit of a lockup and Pace Dog's into the back of him. Nothing too crazy though. Shouldn't affect either driver terribly. Pace Dogs with that DRS just not closing as quick as he needs to. So maybe he's looking to get this done into turn 1 rather than into the wall of champions. Kind of hesitant there. Yeah, it seems like he's just drifted back a little bit. And then it's Eric has picked up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane there. A few guys gaining places now because of the pits. Hans pressuring Scavney still. PDC has pit quite early, but definitely looking at a 2-stopper for sure. I would say Hans in a really good spot here as well, sitting in 5th on those mediums. He's actually got 4.5 seconds on Chicken at the moment. Chicken was looking like he was running a pretty solid strategy down in 6th on the medium, so Hans definitely in a really good spot here. Let's take a look at how many places these guys have gained. Hans has gained 2.
Coxie's up 8 spots.
Yeah, Coxie up 8 spots is massive, and then Lit Romney up into 9th. He's up 5 spots here. Some of that is because of the pits.
Hans is going to be trying to make a move here on Scavney.
Here he comes. Hans down the inside. And he's through clean. Those mediums are working better than the softs now, no question. So Scavney dives in. It was about the right time. Just would have started losing time behind the guy. Lit Romney and Bark School. Bark School gets that move done. He's clean through into the chicane there. Scavney into the pits as well. He's coming out on the medium tire. And JX pits as well. Off the hards. What on earth? Oh, he's broken his wing. That's very unfortunate. I was thinking it was way too early for a hard pit stop. Did I just... Yeah, there's some action here with it's Eric and Mario dueling it out at the back. Fighting for 16th place right now. Yeah, it looks like Mario is going to get that place. Looks like he's securing that at the moment. Bark School now pressuring Terminal. Making his way through.
Tier 2 debut.
Yeah, he's technically not a full-timer yet, but eventually will probably. I think he wanted Tier 2, so...
but his first official league race.
Yeah, it's his first race in Zenith Online Racing, and I think he wanted to race in Tier 2, so it'd be big for him if he does want a seat here, that he scores points here as a reserve. Here he comes. He's closing fast. He's not going to think about that one, though. It's a little too far. GP into the pits, so the front runners are starting to pit. GP the first. Where is he going to come out? Let's take a look at that map. He's going to come out behind Coxie, it looks like. He should be ahead of the train there with PDC, Wolfsburg, Scavney. He is, yeah, well ahead. So GP gonna have a little bit of clean air to run in, but he's gonna be sitting behind Coxie in due time. And Lit Romney will be pitting soon, so the track up ahead looking relatively clear for GP. See if he can use that undercut to his advantage. He does have enough of a gap to actually create an undercut here. Chicken again though, sorry, Axton really has nothing to worry about though, so not sure that, yes, there's a bit of a moment there. Datey and Pace Dog is almost wheel to wheel, and Barkschool looks like he was just backed off just to make sure he didn't get collected in any instance.
Go down the inside.
Yeah, that's a strange place for an overtake, but he's all over the back of Pace Dogs here. His softs are completely dead, and Terminal Datey's tires have come to life here.
I think Pace Dogs is probably going to go into the pits here.
Yeah. Yeah, I would think so. It's pretty much pit time for those soft runners. Coxie now coming under threat from GP Colin pretty quickly here. But once GP clears Coxie, he's got a bit of clear air to race in. So it's debatable for Axon at this point whether he should come in now or not. He might be able to extend a lap or two while GP tries to get by Coxie, but I think GP ultimately is going to have far too much pace for Coxie right now and just breeze right by. There's still a lot of close gaps out here. It looks like Pace Dogs and Mario very close. Yeah, Pace Dogs passes Mario there on the exit of the pit. It looked like he's got fresh hards now, so Pace Dogs looking to go to the end. Whoa!
GP got close to Coxie.
Barkschool was very close to terminal as well. Here comes GP. He's looking to get a move done now. Sends it into the hairpin. Coxie goes very wide to leave him plenty of space there. Yeah, Coxie does well to leave room and ends up getting a much better exit as well. So GP now has to try again. Will he think about this into the wall of champions, or will he be conservative?
No, he's going for it.
GP's going for it. Coxie yields smartly. That's good for him. Oh, he caught the penalty for that. Maybe he was forced wide. Yeah, it was for warnings, so he maybe got forced wide there. Terminal and Barkschool once again. Barkschool looks like he's gotten through into turn one. I think he went around the outside and got that move done.
Bobby just picked up a 5-second.
Yeah, Bobby pitting. Back to terminal. Looks like he's starting to lose his gap to Barkschool. So what we got to keep an eye on now is GP's gap to Axton. And it looks like I think GP's already got Axton cleared. I think it's, what, about 18, 19 seconds for a pit stop here?
Yeah, I'm not too sure of the timing.
Maybe it's give or take around 20, and he's about 12 seconds behind him, I think. Sorry, 14.
I'm thinking
14.
Axton is, what, trying to do soft to hard, eh?
That's what I'm thinking, yeah. Which would give him a bit of an advantage over GP, but the thing is, Axton has the gap right now. He can kind of just sit there and let that gap diminish slowly and then extend and get on the hards. So maybe that's what he is trying. I'm interested to see how that works out for him. I would like to see him try it. It's Eric all over the back of Wolfsburg here.
He's got really good pace that I think he could pull it off. Once you're ahead and you got that clean air, it makes such a big difference.
It's Eric. Just can't find the room he needs. He's looking for an overtake on Wolfsburg there, but just couldn't find the gap. PDC is right up the back of Coxie now. He's on those fresher mediums.
Terminal just hit the wall and he lost his right end plate.
No, that's going to cost him. Oh, big contact there. Coxie has a bobble and PDC tags him, and now PDC is missing his left end plate. Coxie just losing a little bit of grip there, had a bit of a bobble, and PDC rear-ended him and lost his wing. And then PDC has pushed Coxie off the track there as well. Tough to see, but they were wheel-to-wheel. I think that both drivers deserved a bit of space there. I don't think anybody was clear to take the racing line on that one. So that'll probably pop up in the stewards' reports after the race. I wouldn't be terribly surprised to see that. Anyways,
he's going for it.
Scavney is going for it. Oh, what happened? Something happened behind there. It's at Wolfsburg. Oh, Wolfsburg had a moment, I think, back there in the hairpin.
That Romney just got by. It's Eric.
Looks like Axon is by Terminal Deity now as well. He just came out of the pits on fresh medium, so Axton soft to medium. Do you think he can get to the end? I don't know. That's going to be tight, but he might. Might try it.
I mean, he just 13 laps on soft, so...
Yeah, but... You think
those were
mediums
used
can go
soft.
20, 22, 23 laps, you think? I don't know, maybe. Yeah, maybe he can. I don't know, but... GP's already in front of him, so really the strategy is not going to work at this point if he's trying to go to the end. Like, GP clears Bark School here, and if he's on a two-stopper, he's in clear air, just running a time trial race, basically. Here comes GP looking to retake the lead of the Canadian Grand Prix. And he's going down the outside on Bark School here, and I think he's got that well clear. Not an issue whatsoever. Let's jump back to Lit Romney now pressuring Pace Dogs. Axton is also by Bark School now too, so Axton is closed in on his rival GP. Just what he needed. He didn't want to waste much time behind Bark School. I guess Bark School pit, so that would explain why he got by so quickly. Lit Romney. Oh, Hans picked up a penalty there. But Lit Romney stays in front of Pace Dogs here. Pace Dogs getting those hars warmed up, trying to get going here. It's Eric is now joining, so we got a decent little scrap here going on for 6th place at the moment. And it all looks like they're all on relatively similar strategies, so definitely like sort of a heads-up battle here. We'll definitely stick with this for a little bit. And Scavney is catching Terminal Deity as well, so we'll check in with that in a bit. Scavney probably will be making an overtake relatively soon, given the tire life difference. JX closing on Wolfsburg. Let's check with that. He's well through. Those soft tires much quicker. Wolfsburg just has to yield a little bit there.
Yeah, he just flew by Terminal.
Yeah, I figured he would eventually. It's only a matter of time. So we got Pace Dogs hanging on to Lit Romney here. And then Hans and it's Eric and Chicken has closed in now too. So Chicken has pit. He's on to another set of mediums. Interestingly, so he's definitely two-stopping.
Axton just set the fastest lap as well, so obviously...
Yeah, he's hurtling towards GP.
Very good pace.
Hurtling towards GP at the moment. I honestly, like, if you ask me who I think's going to win this race right now, I really couldn't tell you. I actually can't, like, no one is clearly, like, the favorite. I think that the variance in strategies is going to really, like, play out towards the end of the race, and it's going to be, like, sort of a surprise, I feel. But I'm really digging this race so far. It's been kind of interesting, like sort of like an old school race where everybody's like duking it out and fighting for places, and you know everybody's on different strategies, and there's two stops, and people are trying to extend hard tires and stuff. Like there's just a variety of things going on here.
I mean, the battle between P6 and P10 is pretty tight.
Chicken with a lock up there, trying to get some room on its Eric, and he's had a lot of lockups into that hairpin there. It's costing him quite a bit of time, I feel. Oh. Safety car. What happened?
Oh, safety car.
Well, that's going to play out massively for Terminal Deity, but he's already passed the pit lane, so he's completely screwed. Is he going to get stuck behind the safety car here? Is it going to collect him already, do you think, or no? It will, won't it? No? Oh, let them go. Okay, so Terminal Deity now should be able to eventually return to racing speed and then get around and pit before the safety car collects everyone. So this could work out nicely for Terminal Deity. Wait.
I was thinking about it. I didn't want to say it. I figured that safety car was going to come out.
Yeah, so Wolfsburg pits as well. Obviously, he needs to get off those tires at some point, so might as well do it now. So Axton, though, on those mediums now, like, now he might be able to get to the end. Right? He's got a couple of easy laps under safety car. I think he could. I don't know if that's his intention, but I think he might be able to, especially with the safety car help. Terminal Deity, he's definitely going to pit here. I don't know where it's going to put him, but he's got a decent gap behind him. He might actually get back out in like 6th or 7th after his pit stop. If I'm Terminal, I would put those hards on and try to get to the end. Hans on the hards in 6th is in a good spot too. He'll actually gain places here as the safety car collects everybody, so Yeah, Terminal into the pits, Arrow into the pits, everybody into the pits. Even GP's gone in too. So everybody getting onto a fresh set of mediums. They're all looking to go to the end of the race here easily now on these mediums. Terminal to 80 changing his wing, and yes, going onto the hard. So he's going to the end. Scavney onto the inters, interestingly. Pretty sure he just ruined his race there. I don't think it's raining.
You say he went onto inters?
He's on inters.
Oh no.
Yeah, he's on inters and into the wall. So unless it's going to rain in 2 laps, I really don't understand what that was for. Unless he knows it's like about to start pissing rain in the next 30 seconds. That was a disastrous decision. I think it was just an accident probably. He was cycling through his tires and then hit the pit line probably. Maybe it was a last-second decision, but...
possibly, yeah.
Anyways, so the safety cars collected everyone. Let's check out where everyone has rejoined. Axon in first, GP in second, Hans in third. So that's huge for Hans. Third place at the moment. It's Eric in fourth. That's a really good spot for him too, yet still has to pit again. He's sitting on 10-lap old medium, so he's kind of missed his opportunity, I think. Electric Chicken, though, in fifth on the 4-lap old mediums. Sticking with the 2-stopper, I guess? Maybe he thinks he can... I don't know. I'm not really sure. Maybe he should have probably pit with the other guys, but hard to say. The lucky thing for Scavney is that the rest of the field hasn't caught the safety car pack yet, so he can get in and fix his tires before losing the entire field.
I mean, it's still pretty disappointing when you're sitting P6.
Hold on. It looks like he's trying to warm them up. And I don't understand why you would do that. He is. He's trying to warm them. Why would he try to warm the inters if he's... He surely has to get off these tires, right?
He's not
He's staying on
in.
them. Is it going to rain?
What is going... I have no idea. What is happening?
It must there must be, his engineer must have said 5 minutes to rain or something.
But that's still, I don't know. If this pays off for him, I would applaud him. But
yeah, no, driver of the day if he wins this race on the inters, but there's no way. But even when it starts raining, there's going to be a changeover period. There's not going to just be like wet all of a sudden. I don't know, man. I can't believe he stayed out. I can't believe he stayed out.
It's going to be worse than me on my 6-lap old hards against people on softs.
I mean, when he came out of the pit lane and went straight into the wall, it should have been the warning sign that he made the wrong decision. I don't know why he's continued, but hopefully it makes me look stupid. I'd really like to see it, but I just can't see how this is the right choice. You lose way too much time. The track is literally dry. Like, you can't run inters, and if it was raining already and it still wasn't...
I don't see any rain on any of the corners.
There's nothing. So...
I'll have to ask him when he was smoking.
Oh, it's raining!
Oh,
no way! I just saw rain. Are you kidding me? Oh my god, it is raining.
Look at him, he's doing a happy dance.
I cannot believe this. It's actually raining. It's starting to actually come down quite substantially.
What is he doing?
I have no idea. Look, it's actually getting wet. My god.
Freaking way.
I actually cannot believe this. I'm stunned. Look at it, and it's actually like decent rain. It's not like it's a couple drops. Like, it's picking up quite quickly here. And then DRS won't even be enabled by the time it probably starts raining.
He's gonna... Oh, he almost lost it.
Yeah, this is exactly the problem. It's not wet enough. Oh, man. He's still held on to the place, though. Like, I don't know, man. I think it's just too early. Like, yeah, he's getting picked off like a sitting duck, absolutely. I know there's probably action to watch, but I just really want to watch him get picked off by everyone.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's just so satisfying, I'm not going to lie.
Poor
nothing. I have nothing against the guy at all. I like him a lot. I just think it's like a ridiculous decision. And it's,
I mean, hey, if in the next lap or so...
Everyone keeps hitting him because he's so slow. It's unbelievable. Oh, man. He's in 11th. Like, he's already lost all the places he would have probably gained by trying something like that. But, you know, it's just like he's just a danger to himself and others out there. Yeah. Anyways, let's get back to the action. I don't think we really need to worry about him at the moment. But it is raining. Like, that's something that's going on now. And this is going to change the entire scope of the race here. This is absolutely crazy. I don't know if this was forecast or not, but here it is. And I mean, I can't imagine we're going to go many more laps before they disable the DRS. It's going to be a lap or two because the camera's starting to get streaks of rain now rather than just droplets. So, looking like we're looking at a proper wet race here to the end.
Oh, JXW's lost it. Oh no, he's going into the pits. That's what he...
Terminal's gone onto the inters. See, now the inters might work. Like
yeah,
fresh.
JXW's going on the inters as well.
Scabney's still losing places though, so they're still not quite working yet. But like for those guys near the back, maybe it's worth the change. I don't know.
I don't know.
Because I can't imagine it's going to be much longer. But until they disable DRS, it's really not time for them. Oh, we got a yellow flag in Sector 1. That's probably one of the guys coming out of the pits. Bark School. Oh, huge moment there. Bark School almost collected Lit Romney, but they both saved it.
Terminal.
Here comes Pace Dogs. Oh, Bark School's gone deep there. Pace Dog's looking for a bit of room, and he's got nothing. Oh, no. Bark School squeezed him into the wall. I have no idea what he was doing there. And a safety car again.
Yeah.
Well, now everybody's onto the inters, and it's clear, you know, it's even now, so whatever.
Let's see how many places Scabby makes back up now.
You know what?
I mean,
he actually might get quite a few of them.
Yeah.
He might get quite a few of these back, actually. It's a good point. Because only the couple guys out the front are going to get this. You can't go ahead of Wolfsburg there. You won't be able to give it back. I hope he didn't overtake him. But he's going to end up in the top 4, it looks like. Some of these guys stayed out, though.
He's going way up.
Yeah, some of these guys stayed out at the front. He's going to be in second place once this is all said and done. Okay, so, I don't know. I guess my foot tastes good.
Yeah.
I mean, he nearly ruined his entire race. But it was a really risky gamble. And if he didn't get the safety car, his race was done. So.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, like, I don't know. It was pretty lucky. He lucked out on the second part of that, but it's hilarious nonetheless. If he gets into the podium, it's going to be a great chat. Yeah, I mean, Bark School with a huge moment there with Pace Dogs. He looks like he was losing control of the car and didn't realize Pace Dogs was there, and he completely he left him no space and just squeezed him into the wall. So
did Pace Dogs get damage?
Oh yeah. Like it was, you know, like online when someone runs you into the wall and he doesn't let you go and he just keeps sticking you there. That's what it looked like. It didn't look intentional by any means, but I just mean like that style. Like you couldn't get away if you tried. Like Pace Dogs had literally nowhere to go. Like Squish just squished. What's going on in the chat there? I haven't checked it for a while. Man, the chat is popping off tonight. We're almost at like 200 comments here. Everybody's gonna play dirt after.
Yeah, I need to delete Warzone so I can download Dirt.
I get your run. I haven't had to work in like 3 years. With those hard drives.
I'll have to use my old T150 wheel because using the F1 rim does not work for a game like Dirt.
Right. I mean, I'm using a pad. You know, anything. It's just fun. Anyways.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, pretty much everybody on the inters. It looks like some of these guys are just kind of sticking this out, though, with the mediums. They've gone past the pit lane again. Coxie's gone under the softs. I mean, I'm on board now with it's Eric, and it looks like he cannot even drive the car under safety car conditions, let alone race it. I don't really understand why these guys are staying out on these hards. Although Arrow's still out, so
maybe it's supposed to clear up. I don't know.
It might, because it does look like it's slowing down a bit, doesn't it? Oh no, Coxie onto the inters actually. It is clearing up near the hairpin here. It looks like it's not as cloudy. I don't know. I'm not sure. But Arrow has stayed out on the mediums, and I just don't think he's going to have... I don't think he's going to be able to defend, at least, you know, unless it stops raining right now. I mean, I don't know. All the speculation means nothing. Yeah, it is. And speculation means nothing, clearly, because It started raining and I was wondering why the hell someone put inters on. So it might stop, I don't know. I do see a bit of blue sky up there. Doesn't look terribly promising, but...
I mean, if I was him, I would have got onto the inters, for sure.
I think it's just like you committed to it, and like, you know, it's like, well,
yeah,
now
it's too
now
late
it's
now,
like,
right?
yeah, maybe you just gamble and hope that, you know, but DRS is already disabled because it's safety car, so are you going to get that, like, clear crossover marker where it says DRS is disabled? Because it might not ever come back on now that it's wet, so maybe you're not going to get your clear indication that it's time to put them on, right? Coxey's retired. Speeding the pit lane. I guess he's just decided to park it. So that's quite the dichotomy for Coxey there. He goes from winning a Grand Prix last week to the first DNF in the Canadian Grand Prix the following week. That's a bummer.
Yeah, that's too bad. Just didn't seem like he was really on pace today, though, compared to what he would have been last week.
He even seemed frustrated in qualifying. Like, it didn't seem like he could get a lap on the board, and he was just getting fed up with the track, it seems. Maybe he just doesn't like the circuit. But,
It's Eric just made a move on JXW. I don't know what happened there. Why they're passing. Oh. Jeez, they're essentially stopped on track.
Anyways, the safety car is in this lap, so...
Look at the gap between Hands and Axton. Like, what is going on?
And Arrow as well. Arrow's gotten away here. What is going on? The safety car's coming, and Arrow completely misses the corner. And that's just as we suspected. I didn't think these tires were going to work at all. Here we go. We're racing again, and Axton is all over the back of Arrow here. He just has to be patient. Arrow has no grip. He's basically just sliding around. I think he may have just cost himself a lot of points here. Here we go. Scavney and JX. JXW is through. So those fresher inters helping out already. But here comes Scavney with the switchback. It's right on the shoulder here, Terminal. We can't really see much. Here, get that broadcast feedback.
It's Eric has retired.
Scavney is still pressuring JXW here.
Oh, Bobby
GP
got pushed.
GP's had a moment. He's dropped way down the order now. Nowhere near the victory. Oh, Scavney down the inside, late! And he misses the corner! Surely he can't keep that place. He didn't earn that legally by any means. Completely cut the corner. So Scavney is a completely illegal overtake there on JXW. Now JXW has rear-ended him and lost his wing. That is just terrible. That is bad luck for JX. Scavney, that was definitely an illegal overtake. There's no way that was illegal by any means. Anyways. I don't know. This is when you catch it, it's hard not to point it out. There we go. We've got almost 3 cars wide here. Both Toro Rossos all over the back of Chicken here. JX into the pits. Arrow into the pits. Did Arrow pit? No, Arrow stayed out.
Did he try? I don't know what he's trying to do.
I really don't either. But he stayed
Especially
out.
with 10 laps to go, like, it doesn't seem like the rain is letting up at all.
Not really, no. Yeah, curious decision there.
Just fully committed.
Maybe he's just hoping for another safety car. I have no idea. Get a cheap one.
Trying to cause one.
Yeah. Soy Loco all over the back of Terminal to 80 here. Dady goes deep. He's just really struggling for grip, and Soy sneaks by. Terminal looking for traction here, and here goes Chicken too. The Terminal is really struggling.
There's a little bit of contact between Soy Loco and Terminal, though.
I thought there was, just based on the way Soy came across there. It looked like he really swooped across to the edge of the track quickly. Comes Bark School taking a look at Wolfsburg here. Not close enough. Pace dogs are right up the tail of these two as well. A little bit of a wiggle there for Barksville. You see all these cars just wiggling at the back, trying to find that traction out of the final corner. You know what? It stopped raining.
It's drying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It stopped raining. I cannot believe this.
On Aerostrike, like he was gaining on Lit Romney.
Oh, huge crash here! Barkschool's gone down the inside, and he's caught the back of Wolfsburg and crashed, and he's reset to track. So, yeah, having a feeling he didn't get briefed too well here. Just having a, oh, and he's crashed.
He just hit it. Yeah.
He just took Arrow out. Arrow's race essentially ruined now. He has no end plates on his front wing after he pulled the master stroke, stayed out there during the wet weather on the medium tires, the track finally drying, and now he's been run into the wall by Barkschool and essentially has destroyed the entire purpose of what Arrow just did. The DRS has been enabled again, and Aerostrike has to go into the pits like everyone else does. That is disastrous. Barkschool has had a very rough night here so far. I think he's going to have to be briefed on the rules a little bit more because he's reset to track and he's had a few incidents with drivers as well tonight, so not quite the debut we were hoping for. Scabney, it looks like he's just held up there. So, looks like Axton stayed out. Lots of guys stayed out on the inters now. Scabney has come out on the mediums. Wolfsburg onto the softs. That's a good call for sure because there's only 8 laps left anyway. Wolfsburg is in 5th place on the softs right now. This is excellent news for Wolfsburg. He might end up having a really strong finish here. He just has to keep this car straight for the next lap while the track finishes drying out, and he's looking sharp. Electric Chicken behind on the mediums. They're quite worn though, and he's just kind of babying it around at the moment. So Wolfsburg can put the hammer down and get away here. Runs a little deep, so I know Wolfsburg likes to listen to the stream, but the track looks almost dry. I would just be careful on the curbing. Just don't touch the curbs for the next lap or two. Just make sure you keep it nice and tidy. Or at least don't be on the throttle on the curbs, because that'll send you around.
Making a move on PDC.
He is, around the outside. So those inters absolutely toasted, and Scabney flying here.
I mean, the fact that Scabney has been all over from, like, the top 5 down to the bottom 5, and now he's back up in the 3rd place.
Yeah.
Good for him.
I gotta say, Arrow still 10th. That's actually pretty good for him. Like I know he deserves more because he was on the right tire, but he's still in 10th on the softs. He has time to make up. It sucks, but at least he's gonna get a couple points. Yeah,
he's for sure gonna be setting some fast.
At least he's gonna get a couple points out of it still, hopefully. Oh, Romney's got onto the wets. I really have no idea what he was thinking with that. That was probably a mistake.
On the wets. What is going on here?
I think that was a mistake.
What, gonna downpour in the next lap or something?
It might. Maybe it will. Maybe they're saying torrential rain in 5 minutes. Put the wets on. But Romney's like,
snow.
Okay, yeah, it might. Who knows? Where is Lit Romney? Now, let's keep an eye on him, because I have a feeling this is not going to go well. He actually doesn't look that bad. Oh, no. Yes, he does.
Yeah, no, he's
There he goes. There he goes.
Oh, and he hit JXW.
T-boned. He hit JXW. T-boned Bobby. My lord, man. I just can't help but laugh. It's just like all these ridiculous decisions in this race have cost people so dearly. You know? Like, oh, man. It's going to be a really, really tense chat after this Grand Prix in the T2 section. I think so many people...
Definitely a fair bit of incidents.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of reports, I feel. There is just a ridiculous amount of crap that's happened here today. GP Colin is making a move on Bobby here. It looks like he's going to get that move done. Bobby obviously struggling a little bit after losing his front wing into the side pod of Lit Romney. He obviously made a mistake going on those tires. I really don't think he would have. There's no way anybody would intend to go into the wets after after the track clearly dried. All right. But Soy Loco now pressuring Terminal Deity. Terminal Deity's got on the fresher tires though, so should see Terminal start to grow that gap a little bit. GP closing on Dove now. Arrow is right behind Soy as well, so Arrow looking like 6th place is definitely on, and then, you know, the top 5 is a little bit questionable given the gaps, but depends how quickly he makes his way by these two ahead.
It's unfortunate for GP down in 12th place. Like, I'm curious as to what happened to him. He was running such a great race.
He definitely, on the safety car restart, dropped down the order. Something happened. I don't know if he got hit or spun or something, but I remember him sliding down the order on the restart, so something obviously went wrong, because he really should be up there battling in that top 5.
Yeah.
But
he's gaining on Dubner's pretty slowly, but he's gaining.
Soy Loco is closing very quickly on terminal here, and he's bringing Arrow along.
Oh, GP's made the move. He's got him cleanly through right before the chicane.
Oh, Soy gets on the curves there and just loses a bit of the back end. So Soy's struggling with the tires a little bit now as they're 9 laps old, and Arrow on the fresh softs behind is looking to get the move done. It looks like Soy tapped the wall there too, so may have lost a bit of his wing. He did. His front end plate is gone, so Arrow will be able to pick him off pretty quickly, I feel now. Shouldn't be very long.
Yeah, well, I think Axon's got this in the bag unless he makes his own mistakes. I mean, he's 12 seconds ahead of Scavney. And there goes Arrow Strike on Soy Loco. He's done.
Yeah, I figured that was going to happen sooner or later. Just Soy struggling for grip, and he's damaged his wing, and he's picked up another penalty for a corner cut there. So
I think I think Arrow Strikes is gonna get terminal.
Yeah, he will. He'll get by terminal, and then I don't know if he's gonna be able to close to Pace Dogs in 4 laps, but it's unlikely given they're on the same compound. Pace Dogs is catching chicken quickly though. Other than that, there's not much going on in the field. There's just a couple battles here. Soy Loco closing back in on Arrows. He's losing a bit of time behind terminal here. He's going to have that DRS down the short straight. Not the greatest overtaking place unless the driver in front is really losing time. Yeah, Arrow just sets up for the next corner so he can make a look at the hairpin. Or the exit of the hairpin, more than likely. I just want to point out that Pace Dogs is sitting in 5th right now, and he's about to hit Chicken to start scrapping, and Chicken is only 1.2 off of Wolfsburg, who's currently sitting in a podium position in 3rd place. That would be a huge result for Wolfsburg. Electric Chicken, if he has to start scrapping with Pace Dogs here, that might give Wolfsburg just enough time to build that gap up and secure that podium. Oh, here he goes, Arrow down the inside late, and he gets the move done. So he is through. Pace Dogs loses a bit of time there, fighting with Chicken. Wolfsburg in view just ahead there. Wolfsburg not very far off of Scavney either, given the tire compound there. Wolfsburg might even have a crack at 2nd place here. This has been a really interesting race, honestly. There's been some really sloppy stuff out there that it's a little frustrating to see, but other than that, there's been some excellent drives from some of these guys. I'm really hoping Wolfsburg can secure that podium. That would be monstrous.
Yeah, I'm really hoping Scavney.
Oh, Chicken goes super deep there with a massive lockup, and Pace Dogs can't capitalize. Chicken stays in front. So Wolfsburg has even more time now. I'm getting excited. I think this might happen. All right. And he's actually closing on Scavney too, so sitting in a really good spot at the moment. Pace Dogs closing fast on Chicken here. Is he going to get a crack into turn 1? He's going to think about it. Is Chicken going to defend it? Chicken doesn't need to defend it because he's far enough ahead to keep that place. Pace Dogs really needs to get through here if he wants to take a shot at that podium tonight. They got 3 laps to go. Well, about 2.5, I'd say. Axton has a 15-second lead over Scavney, so he's pretty much sitting comfortably in the lead at the moment. Really no threat to his victory at this point. And Wolfsburg is now closing on Scavney's within the DRS range. Bark picks up another penalty for multiple warnings.
Terminals. Oh, Terminal and Soy Loco just made contact and Terminal spun out. That's too bad. Oh, and he just keeps spinning.
Yeah, sometimes once you lose it, it's too late. But here comes Pace Dogs. He's got that DRS. Is he going to think about this late? He is. He goes for the room, and Chicken just no.
Oh, no!
He's out. Pace Dogs is out.
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
he's broken the wall.
Yeah, I know the wall is broken. He's out. Chicken said no, sir, and he closed the door, and Pace Dogs ended up in the barrier. That's exactly what we talked about at the beginning of this Grand Prix, that it is probably going to end in tears for someone if you go side by side through that chicane. And unfortunately, that someone is Pace Dogs tonight. He was looking, he had a crack at a podium possibly, and now is going to be joining the DNFs, the third DNF of the Grand Prix. So now Chicken,
that's really
pretty
bad.
safe here in 4th. Aerostrike in 5th, 6 seconds behind. Probably not going to be able to close there on Chicken in the next 2 laps, but big ups to this man we are riding on board with currently, Wolfsburg. He is having an excellent race here. He's still hanging on to that DRS of Scavney for 2nd place, and he's got a little bit of a cushion there behind for Chicken in 4th, so looking like he's like comfortably on the podium. We are on the final lap here. Axon has crossed the line for the final lap.
GP Colin is going to be trying to move on JXW here on the final.
Yep, he's very close.
Oh, JXW's got a little bit better of an exit. I don't think he can get him. No. And Bark School is going to be trying to move on Burns potentially.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see what the best battle to watch is. I think Wolfsburg's just kind of stuck in that little gap there between 8/10 and a second with Scavney. I'm not sure he's going to be able to get a crack at him before the end of the lap.
Bark School sends it. Holy.
Bark School gets that move. Dove 49. Oh, looks like Dove 49ers had a bit of a moment there. Terminal Deity has got the place back. Looks like Hans and Romney are done. Axon has crossed the line to win the Grand Prix. He has won the race. Here comes Scavney in 2nd. He's got Wolfsburg in tow. Did he run out of fuel? Wolfsburg is very close. It looked like he may have almost run out of fuel there. Wolfsburg with penalties. No, he drops off the podium. Oh, no. Oh, it's so unfortunate. Scavney takes 2nd. Chicken jumps up into 3rd, snags that podium, takes it away from his buddy Wolfsburg. And Wolfsburg and Arrow with a really good team result in 4th and 5th there. Obviously, Arrow should have had more, but still a big shout out to Wolfsburg there. That's my driver of the day. 4th place finish for him. That's his best result in Zenith Online Racing, no doubt. I'm sure he's very happy with that. Probably a little frustrated with himself that he ended up giving up the podium only by 8/10 too. If he had just not gotten that second 3-second penalty, he may have kept that. But, you know, there is stewarding to be done, so maybe he was pushed wide in a corner and doesn't deserve a couple of his warnings or something, so you never know. Could see things change after the race with him. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of stewards' inquiries as well, so there was just a lot of stuff going on. Janet commented denied after after Pace Dogs went into the wall. And then Camden said, rule number 2, don't go side by side in that corner. I would have to agree. But yeah, he was denied. Chicken said no, sir. And he closed the door there. And I don't blame him. Like, I mean, he's got a right to close the door because I think it was a late lunge by Pace Dogs. I don't think that as they entered the corner, they were kind of side by side. So I'm not entirely sure that he was put into... Well, I don't think Chicken put him in the wall, but he didn't leave him any space, and Pace Dogs ended up in the wall. And, yeah, that was... Yeah, what a race.
Scavney thinks he's bonkers himself for pulling that intermediate, or the inters.
I can't believe it. He's finished 2nd, so let's review the order quickly here. Axon in 1st, Scavney finished 2nd. Chicken picks up the podium.
0 penalties.
Yeah. Wolfsburg in 4th, Aero in 5th, GP in 6th, Soy Loco in 7th, PDC is in 8th, JXW finishes 9th, Dove 49ers picks up a point in 10th. That's good for him. He doesn't usually get the points, so it's a good finish for Dove, actually. 17th to 10th. No penalties either. Big ups to him. Wolfsburg, though, 15th to 4th. Massive, massive race for him. Mario in 11th, Terminal in 12th, Burns in 13th, Bark School 14th, Bobby 15th, Hans 16th, Lit Romney 17th, and then the DNF's Pace Dogs, it's Eric and Coxey round out the grid there. So let's get the top 3 in for the interview: Axton, Scavney, and Chicken. And then I think we'll shoot an invite to Wolfsburg as well, just because he was so damn close. And I mean, he's got to be extremely happy with that race. So we'll see if he wants to join in, give us his thoughts. And I would like to get Chicken's thoughts on that move with Pace Dogs there as well. Stout defending, in my opinion. I don't really think he did anything terribly wrong, but, you know, if you're racing wheel to wheel with a guy and he goes into the wall and DNFs, you kind of always feel bad, I think. No, there was a lot of bad choices made tonight, and a lot of rough driving. So, yeah, I see a lot of Discord notifications going already. So I feel like this is no, but that's the point. I mean, everybody's allowed to get frustrated and pissed off, but just don't be dicks. Like, that's all we're asking. Like, don't be mean to each other. We're all just trying to have fun racing here, you know. And anything that has happened that's wrong, and you feel, you know, there was some unjust. I definitely think that Bark School had a few moments there with some people that he, you know, like, just got to take a look at those and go, okay, yeah, I was a little rough on me and I didn't see him there, and you know what I mean, stuff like that. As long as you're willing to acknowledge that you made some mistakes and you're going to try to be better, then it's fine. But I just can't. I don't want to see anybody fighting and pointing fingers and blaming anybody either. So, you know, obviously everybody. I'm sure there's some people listening still, probably tuning in to hear the interviews and stuff. And just remember that file your reports. You can, you know, put your opinion in your report, and if you want to talk to someone about it, if you can have it in a respectful manner, go ahead and do so. But otherwise, let's just try to focus on keeping the racing on the track, not bring the bullshit into the Discord, because it happens. Anyways, yeah,
this whole thing.
Exactly. Alright, so I've sent the invites out. So we got our top 3, and we're going to bring Wolfsburg in there as well, because that was one hell of a drive for sure. I'd like to congratulate him on that. And, well, hopefully he joins. I mean, nobody is guaranteed to join, and we're not even sure we're going to be able to hear them, because...
Holy shit-a-moly.
Holy shit-a-moly. Bud, you're going to the Stewards.
What a crazy race!
That was a crazy race. It was fucking wild. I couldn't believe it. When Arrow... Okay, so Scavney put it on the... Well, actually, I don't know. But anyway, Scavney put the inters on, and I was like, what the hell is he doing? And then
yeah, I know.
When everybody put the inters on, Arrow stayed on the mediums, and I was like, what the hell is he doing? And then it dried anyway. It was just absolutely bonkers. Absolutely bonkers.
5 minutes. I don't know if staying out on the mediums... first of all, Axon. Fuck yeah, man. First place. Congratulations. Scavney, second. No penalties. Half chub.
Yeah.
Nice.
Scavney. Yeah, well, let's just go in order like we always do. But we'll start with Axon. Obviously, you won the race. How you feeling? It was a pretty comfortable win there.
Well, I just want to say.
Whoa! Oh,
sorry. Sorry, guys. The crowd's cheering.
Who's getting fucking mad cheered?
Let me hang on. I gotta wave him. I gotta wave him down here. Thank you.
Someone get the
thank
boo,
you guys.
Someone get a boo sound up real quick.
Thank you. Yeah. Throw it at me. Come on. I like you. I feed off of it.
Yeah.
No, it was a wild race, man. One of those tricky races where it didn't show rain. It rained anyways, and then it was on the in between where you didn't know if it was, hey, I need to pit here, or hey, by the time this quits and the caution's over, we're going to be on the dry tires.
Yeah.
Luckily, it played out in my favor, and Arrow was wrong.
Yeah.
And that was evident, I think, pretty quick. Yeah, in a way. And then it was kind of just smooth sailing to the end. Luckily, those inners and the rain took me long enough to the soft tire. Soft tire was good, solid until the end of the race.
Yeah.
Tried to put in that last lap, fast lap, but Hans had caught me off guard there with his. So, all in all, a good race. Craziness in the back. All kinds of stuff was going on.
Yeah, the back was hectic. So crazy.
And I give a shout out to you guys, Scavney Electric, great race. And Wolfsburg, I was pulling for you, man. You had an awesome race, yeah. So really cool to see some of these other guys up here on the podium.
Yeah, it was one hell of a race.
That was a glorious speech. God,
yeah,
what a sexy speech.
That's why the fans were cheering.
Did you prepare for this, actually?
I knew it was a good one.
Are you a sociopath?
So let's move to Scavney next. He finished second. Ran a very interesting strategy there under the safety car. Pit for the inters. I surely thought it was a mistake. I was blasting you on the stream, and I said that I would admit that I was wrong, and I kind of was. So here you are in second. I mean, hey, you were almost right. That second safety car kind of saved you.
It did. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it was a gamble, and it actually almost paid off. Almost. Like I think if the rain had come a lap sooner, it probably would have worked. But it was just too much time lost. It seemed on the just with the tires, and then like they were probably not great after because they ran them on the dry track for a few laps, right?
Yep. The rain stopped, and everyone started going by me. I was like, oh, I made a mistake. I started cursing out Jeff and everything. And then they were
but
like,
you did well, man. Like you had a lot of pace. Those inters, though, I was like, there goes there goes fucking Scavney's on the inters. We're all I said the same thing.
I was like, well, his race is over.
Yeah.
Everyone else is on the softs. I was like, oh, well, there it goes.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a really interesting gamble. It almost worked, but then you kind of got the second safety car worked out for you and actually made it look like a brilliant decision.
Right in front of me.
Congrats on that. That's another good finish for you. Another good result. So second place for Scavney. We'll move on to third place finisher Electric Chicken, the man himself.
Yeah.
I
got some shit, dude. So during the first safety car, I was driving along, minding my own business, and Soy Loco comes up behind me and bumps me. Maybe just at the beginning of Sector 3 before the hairpin, he bumps me by accident. I pick up 5 seconds, and then I had to serve it in the pit. There's nothing I could have done because I recognized that second. Just earlier today, the steward decisions came out for Bahrain, and somebody had complained about a 5-second penalty, and then they served it. And it was like, oh, there's nothing we can do. You served it, right?
That was me. Yep, sorry.
Yeah, and then, so I get this 5-second penalty, and I'm thinking, oh, shit. And then I go into pit, 5-second penalty, and I have to serve that, and then I come out, significantly further behind. And I'm thinking, well, shit, I already served it, so what am I going to do,
Yeah.
And then moving forward from that, it was a pretty intense race. I'm thinking that you guys maybe caught a little bit of the pace dog action.
We caught it, all right.
Yeah, so my thought there was when we were coming down the back straight, he was catching me for about 2 or 3 laps, and the mistake that I made was I came out on the mediums, but luckily they were only 18% worn. But I was thinking the mediums are going to be better for 8 laps. And if it's a little bit wet, people are going to be burning rubber trying to get traction, right? So I can spare a little bit of rubber and then hopefully have some pace. Right. Maybe the softs would have been better, but here we are. So Pace Dog is catching me. And then we kind of all had a chat in the T2 channel and said, hey, maybe try not to pass it the last chicane. Well, what do I do first? Maybe 5th lap. I try and pass Pace in the chicane, and I'm sure Axton would have heard it.
I might have heard something about this. I don't know. I can't confirm or deny.
Yeah, so we went in together, and I touched the wall, and I lost my front wing, but I still had a lot of pace, and it wasn't that bad. But back to the second time around, he comes in, worn tires, end of the race, and I gave him the space. I broke early, and I gave him the space, thinking, okay, if we're both going to go here together, I'm just going to give him the space. Worst case Ontario is he has the space. he touches the broadside of my car, not my tire.
Yeah.
And the mechanics of the game are such that if you touch somebody's broadside, you go flying, regardless of who you are, right? Or what your angle is. And so I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm going to leave him space, and then if he's going to come in hot, he's going to touch the broadside of my car, and next thing I know, I'm coming out alone, and he retires. And I was thinking, man, did we touch? Is there going to be an incident report here? Because I thought I left enough space, but he ended up hitting me up after and saying, hey, that was tight. I think he actually apologized, but he said he didn't want to wreck me. But mad props to him for reaching out after. And it was a great race. It was really tough. There was so many different obstacles to try and overcome. But props to these guys ahead of me for coming out on top. And I'm just happy I picked up third place because I know Coxie retired. He did a great job, but there was some things out of his control. And I was just super stoked about the race. Third place is good for me, man, for sure.
Yeah, I think it was definitely a good result for you guys. Good for the Renault team, good for yourself as well. The incident with Pace Dogs, I like what I saw him make that move late, and you guys were wheel to wheel, and you went deep and you left the room, and I think it's just one of those corners where if you're not on the perfect angle, you're going to end up hitting the barrier, and because of the nature of the scrap you guys were having, he felt like he probably couldn't give that inch that he needed to, and ended up putting himself in the wall.
Absolutely.
So
yeah. Ayrton sent his quote. That's what I sent him, man. Ayrton's quote. If you don't go for the gap, then you're no longer a racing driver. I was like, that's what anybody would do in that position, for sure.
It was close enough to try it. I'll give him that. I don't think either of you were wrong to stay side by side there. So, whatever, it happens, and it's part of that. Especially on this track, it's something that happens. It's just I pointed it out early. I was like, man, they talked about this in the Tier 2 chat and said, don't go side by side through there, and I think I saw it about 6 times in the first 3 laps. Like, it was insane.
You can't help yourself, man. We're all drivers. It's crazy. You want to pass, and that's the spot. Sometimes people back out.
One more person to get to. We usually only have 3, but we brought a 4th in today. We brought in Wolfsburg because he had one hell of a drive from, I think it was 15th place up to 4th today.
Yep.
Yeah, excellent job. I just wanted to congratulate you.
Wow, he's got a lot to say. Look at that.
No, it was a chaotic race. There's a couple of instances. I actually was in the wall twice. One time was with Eric at the hairpin. I had nowhere to go, and he was on my right side and squeezed me into the wall. And unfortunately, we got pinched together. And then I had an incident with Coxie through the last chicane before the hairpin, and like it was weird because like he came over and like it was weird. I had to look at the replay, but it felt like I got bumped, and then I got too far ahead, and I tried backing out of it, and then he came across, and it was just a mess. But so it was. Other than those 2 really big instances, I mean, I lucked out with pulling the softs at the end and trying to catch Scavney, but I collected an extra penalty at the end there, and that's all she wrote for that. So Chicken got me on that one.
That's so unfortunate because I thought you were. I was thinking, I'm like, I don't see Wolfsburg generally pick up too many corner cutting penalties, so I was pretty surprised to see that you had 6 seconds at the end there, and I was like, oh man. Only 3? I guess it was 3, wasn't it?
Well,
no, it was 6. It was 6.
I had 3, and then Chicken had 3 behind me, and I had that in my head. And then I misjudged the corner cut in too soon, and then got the extra 3, and I'm like, shit, there it goes.
Yes, you did. Coxie told me, he's like, okay, Wolfsburg has 3, and then I picked up 3, and I was like, fuck. And then I picked up 2 warnings, and I was like, shit. and then I had Arrow coming up behind, knowing I had 3-second penalty, 2 warnings, Arrow coming up behind me, and then Wolfsburg pips that last penalty, and I was like, don't. You got 7 corners left. Don't ruin it. Yeah,
it was close, man. I thought you had it in the bag there because I was like, Wolfsburg doesn't usually get penalties. He's got this, right? And
Axon was cheering me on in the chat. He was like, come on, come and get it, come and get it.
Yeah.
And then I feel bad, right? Because he gets that penalty. I was like, oh fuck, I shouldn't have brought attention to him. And then I was like, hey, you can do this. Just keep building the gap, right? Yeah. And then unfortunately it didn't work, but I was pulling for him, man. I want to see Wolf up there on the podium. Sorry, not at your expense, Electric. So.
No worries. Hey, man, you gotta vouch for your boys.
Yeah. So it was good though.
It's good 12 points though, man. That's a massive result for you. Like obviously the position's gained, but I think that's also probably easily the best result you've had here with us.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think you had 6th or 7th in the first race of the year. It was a good result there somewhere too.
Yeah, he was in What was that? Silverstone, Roseburg was running well.
Yeah,
but yeah, man, Axton, congrats. Is this your first W, Axton?
I had one a couple weeks ago.
Well, I was going to say congratulations, but hey, man.
Didn't you win Monaco?
Do better.
Thank you. I did win Monaco.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
I don't know. Open session.
How much you have to pay?
Ryan's here if you has any questions. But you guys.
Yeah, Ryan, why don't you speak up?
Ryan,
open lobby.
let's hear from the zookeeper.
Open
what are you
lobby
thinking?
for a few minutes. You guys do your thing, and then I'll end it.
That was quite the race, guys.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan. And a few words.
He sounds really far away now, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yep.
There you go.
Sorry, I was distracted. I'm trying to free up some space to download. I did, and I put you on mute.
Well, good job, guys. We should probably run out this stream. What do you guys think?
Still hear. I put myself
No,
on mute.
no, not yet.
Oh, we can wrap. Yeah, let's wrap the stream up and get on.
Run out the
I
stream.
just wanted to see if
Take
anybody
us away,
had
Big
anything
Ed and
to say.
Ryan.
Okay, well,
We love you.
I want to say, let me say, give me that damn mic.
Congratulations!
Give me the mic.
shut your mouth.
Mic check, mic check.
He goes, Ryan, do you have any words to say? Race good. real good. Okay, Ryan. Shit.
Man of many words.
We've only got 4 viewers left, so I think it's time to wrap it up. Everybody's bored. They're sick of us.
Okay.
All right.
Well, see you guys.
Good result, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for joining. We'll see you next
Thanks
week.
for the commentating.
No
Later.
worries.
Thank you for having
It
me.
was a good race. You guys should check it out.
Will do. Peace.
See ya. And we'll catch everybody on Sunday afternoon for the EU tier race. I think we're going to put another 100% Grand Prix on Saturday as well. We're going to be in Spain this weekend if we do that. But obviously we're going to put a feeler out for some numbers, see what kind of numbers we do get. We're also looking at a 1v1 tournament, sort of like a head-to-head battle. We'll have like some kind of tree built, and we'll work our way through that eventually. But we'll put an announcement up for that when that is ready to go. I think we just need to slowly get signups in, and then kind of figure out the format and the timing and what day we're going to do it and whatnot, because it's just too hard to just throw together. So something we'll have in the works for you guys soon. And then of course, the normal nights: Monday night, Thursday night, and then Sunday evening we have racing for you from 3 different tiers. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll catch you next time.